What's up, guys? It's me, Shinjen / Gabriel / whatever. Okay, so I was tagged to do this 12 YouTube questions thing by JC Green. I'll be putting his link in the description. Yeah, basically I answer 12 questions. I'm gonna do it unedited for the most part. If you're wondering why the quality is lower, it's because I'm not using my normal camera. I'm using my webcam because my normal camera's over there and I'm over here, and that's work. Question number 1. How long have you been on YouTube? Okay, I've been on YouTube pretty much since its inception in some capacity or another. I came to it just like pretty much everybody else, just to watch videos and whatnot, and then a few years back, me and a couple of friends, we tried to make some independent films, which were just horrible. We made a YouTube channel, we uploaded them, it never got any traction, and after that, I did AMVs for a long time on a different channel. I don't remember either of these channels. If somebody finds them, I'm sorry. My new channel, however, has only been up for like 3 months, since I think July. Sometime in July is when I made it. For what I'm doing currently, been on YouTube for about 3 months. Question number 2. At what point do you think you will stop? Right now. Oh, YouTube. I don't know. I kind of want YouTube to be my career in some capacity or another, whether I work for YouTube, I work for YouTubers, whatever. Even if I could make my channel my career, I absolutely would. But, I don't know, it's just a skill set that I've had for a long time, being able to write, being able to edit, being able to do all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, ever since then, this is kind of where it's all led me, and this is kind of what I want to do. Maybe not anime reviews forever. I don't know when I'm going to quit YouTube, and I kind of hope I never will. What is the best thing about YouTube? I kind of want to say the same thing that everybody else says and say the community and getting to talk to people, which is very much true. But there's also other really good benefits to YouTube for me, which is being able to have a creative outlet, being able to make stuff and show people what's inside my brain, being able to write, being able to edit, being able to upload all this stuff and have all of you see it and, let me know what you think. I love being creative. I love trying to be creative. I like writing. I like just every single aspect that goes into making a YouTube video. So that's the best part of it for me, is being able to do it. Period. The fact that it offers this platform for me to do it on, and that I can talk to my audience and I can connect with them and get feedback from them. It's fantastic. What is the worst thing about YouTube? The trolls. I mean, everybody says the trolls, so it's true. It's true, the trolls. I mean, some of the comments that I've seen just telling people to go kill themselves and get cancer and AIDS, and there's some douchebags out there, but I think that's the worst part of it. The absolute worst thing that comes from YouTube is the fact that there are people that are just that malevolent and despicable. And they, I don't think, realize or care about the damage that they can cause to somebody, even though people have killed themselves over things like that, due to YouTube specifically. It doesn't really bother me because I don't know, I've been used to it for such a long time, especially back when I made my old videos and they were absolute hot garbage. That kind of prepared me for it. So nowadays, I mean, somebody tells me to go kill myself. Somebody tells me, oh, your ideas are bad and you should feel bad. I'm like, thanks for watching. Aside from that, there's not much that's bad with YouTube. There's the upload time, which, really, that's about it. How many thumbnail options do you usually take? How many thumbnail options do you usually take? One? Okay, I'm gonna change that question because I don't like that question. My question that I'm going to answer is, how do you make a thumbnail? And for me, I get a photo, a screenshot of the anime that I'm reviewing or whatever it is I'm doing. I put text over it. Sometimes I put my picture next to it. That's it. That's it. That's all that it needs, really. That's how a lot of people do it, and I just think that how many thumbnail options do you usually take? That's kind of a ridiculous question, because who takes more than one? I think you might edit one a whole bunch until it's right, but I don't really think that most people take like a dozen thumbnail options. I don't know. YouTube crush. Okay. Who is my YouTube crush? Well, none of them are anime related, just because I'm old. And I feel like a lot of the anime reviewers are kind of young, and I also don't know a lot of female anime reviewers. So my YouTube crushes are probably going to be a little bit better suited for my age. There's Lindsay Sterling. I love what she does. with the violin, and just musically, she is a monster musically. She is ridiculous. It is astounding and awe-inspiring to see her go to work. I mean, if you haven't seen her, I'm gonna put a link in the description. Actually, I'm gonna put a link in the description for all of them. So there's Lindsay Sterling, there's Julie Dales. Julie Dales, she's also another musical person who does beatboxing and makes music. She has a couple of original songs. She has a couple of, like, I think rap videos. She's really, really awesome. And the video that made me just fall in love and go, oh my god, this girl is astounding, was called Platonic, and I'll put that one in the description. It's an original song where all the instrumentals are her voice, except except the guitar. All the instrumentals are her voice, and she's really, really good. She's a lot like Pentatonics, if you've ever heard of them, but more of a one-man show. And my last YouTube crush would be a lady by the name of Kelly Rose, another musically inclined female who is just amazing. Like, her range between songs, she goes from like Kesha to Billy Joel. It's just amazing. And she also does some of the beatbox stuff, but more often than not, it's just her voice. And I think she has a couple of original things up there that are really, really good. Like this one video called Broke. Anyways, I'll put a link to her as well. But yeah, those, if I had to narrow it down to 3 YouTube crushes, it'd be those 3. Yeah. Who's on your collab wish list? As far as anime itself goes, like if I were to collab and do a review of an anime with multiple people, there are 3 that I can think of right off the top of my list that are just like my dream team. One is everybody's favorite, Giga, but the problem with him is that he just doesn't upload enough, and he probably has such a big fan base that I doubt he'd even like know who I am or care, or just like it wouldn't go anywhere. Same thing with my second choice, Arcada. I mean, if I could, it would be those 2. They're amazing at what they do. Yeah, I completely respect them, and I would love to do like some kind of collaborative review with them. Third is a smaller channel, the guy who actually tagged me to do this, JC Green. I think he and I agree on a lot of stuff, which doesn't necessarily make for interesting review. Judging his reviews based on how I think, I agree with pretty much all of them, and I think that together we could probably write up something really, really interesting and have kind of like a nice little crossover. So those would be my 3 for like anime solely. Outside of that, I'd like to be on SourceFed. There's one thing. I really, really like SourceFed. Joe Beretta is amazing to me. I love Joe Beretta, Phil DeFranco, Steve Zaragoza, just everyone on SourceFed. I would love to be on SourceFed, like on a Table Talk or like one of those Table Talk plays type things. And then there's Freddie Wong, and I have a very specific vision for this. I know everybody would like to collab with Freddie Wong because he's basically a YouTube god at this point, but one thing I would really like to do is I'd like to work with him on a short, like he used to do before he did the video game high school stuff. I would like to work on a short where it's like anime in real life, and just going through different anime tropes and things like that. And, you know, obviously he'd do all the VFX and stuff. I'd help with the editing, the acting, all that stuff. And, you know, I think together we could come up with some, I think alone he could come up with something astounding. I would love to be a part of something like that with him. What are you wearing on your bottom half? A smile. Skin. Shoes, socks, undergarments from time to time. Sometimes I just go with a belt. Just a belt. Just a belt. This moment, though. Standing up. Oh, can't even see them. Shorts. Shorts is what I'm wearing. Because I live in Southern California, and it's hotter than Satan's ballsack. So, shorts. How long until you actually click record? I don't like that question, so I'm going to change that question as well. That question is now going to be, what is your preparation like before a video? My preparation before a video is it's kind of simple, it's kind of elaborate. So before a video, I like to watch the anime. That usually helps, you know, if you know what you're talking about. But aside from watching the anime, I will then write a script. And usually I do it the same day that I watch the anime, so it's like a 2-day process to get through all that. And then I have to set up my lighting, which you can see those big white boxes behind me. If you ever see me sweat on a video, that's why that happens, because those big boxes of just sun blaring in my skin. Those 2 things have to be set up properly to fully light the green screen that you can see right over there. And you probably can't see it, but this general area right here is my camera rig setup and my audio, my monitor, just all the professional equipment that I use to make my videos. I have to make sure all of that stuff's in sync, all of that stuff's set up correctly. My ISOs are, if you have any idea what I'm talking about. My ISOs, my app, like just everything is correct before I begin filming, because I'm going to be on camera. Shave, I put foundation on, because as you can see, like I have like little marks sometimes on my face just from like injuries or from being white. So yeah, sometimes I put foundation on my face if like everything's messed up, or if the lighting's too harsh and I just look like Casper, then I have to do that to just show up. I put gel in my hair, shave, do all that stuff, brush my teeth, get all sexy, and then I get in front of the camera. That's pretty much what my preparation is. How do you feel about the YouTube community / culture? I think those are two entirely different things. So for the YouTube community, I feel exactly the same about the YouTube community as I do about the real world. There are a lot of really good people, or at the very least, neutral people in the world. I think that there are very good people and there are neutral people in this world. And those people are in the great majority, like 80%. But the 20%, the trolls and the assholes and the douchebags, the sandpeppers, those people, while they're in a small minority, they're much louder than the majority. So they take up a lot more percentage of the camera lens of society, essentially. So there's a lot of really good and a lot of, you know, just neutral people on the internet, just like in real life. But there's a much smaller percentage that just is louder and therefore gets more screen time. And those people kind of ruin it for everyone. What is your secret to a successful channel? I don't have a successful channel yet. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to underplay it at all, but the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't consider myself successful yet. I just don't. But I think there are some tips that I can give people who want to make a decent channel, which is what I believe I have. For people who want to make a decent channel, my number one tip is consistent content that you would watch. Now, people like to say consistent good content, and good's a subjective thing. It's not real. Good is just what you think is good in terms of, like, you know, oh, this anime is good. That's not a universal truth, therefore it's not really a real thing. As opposed to, like, doing good, performing heroic deeds, that's a less subjective thing. But anyways, the fact of the matter is, if you want a decent channel, if you want to get some subscribers, if you want something you'll be proud of, make consistent content at least once a week that you would watch. That way you know that it's good in your eyes. Subjectively, it's good to you. If you could look at your stuff and think, man, I would definitely watch this, were I not me. Then you know that you're on the right track. And I don't even feel like I'm there yet. Some of my videos, I look at them and I'm like, oh, who is this guy? I want to punch him in the mouth. And then I realize it's me and I'm like, I'm going to punch me in the mouth. It's a difficult task, but it's worth the time. If you want to get into YouTube, if you want to make videos, if you want to get subscribers, followers, all that stuff, make consistent content that you would watch. It's just that simple. And there's probably two more things that do need to be said. Number two is just put in the work. Even if you think, oh man, this is really good, like what you're saying is really good and what you're talking about is really good, but your editing's not good, or your audio, your video, whatever it is, isn't good, that is because of one of two things. One, you don't have the equipment, which is understandable, or two, you didn't put in the work, and that mostly goes for editing. So put in the work in your editing, put in the work in your audio editing. If you think, you know, oh, I don't have the equipment to audio edit. If you have a microphone, you can get Audacity, and that's enough equipment to audio edit. Audio is number one. Video is number two, audio is number one. Audio is what is going to distract people more than anything. Number one, get your audio and your editing set up. That's putting in the work. Put in the work and make sure that you write and create stuff that you would watch. And the last thing is, don't be afraid. That was huge for me. That's why I haven't really gotten back into YouTube for years, because back in the day when I first tried to get into YouTube, I had created something that was of my own mind with all my friends and stuff, and it just got shut down hard, as it rightfully should have. I mean, it was hot garbage. But now that I'm older, I think I care less about the negative things that people tell me. So I think it's a little bit easier for me to not be afraid. Like if I go up and I make a complete ass out of myself and 300 people hate me, I'm like, oh well, at least I wasn't too afraid to do it. So I think that's a huge part of being on YouTube, and that's a huge part of a lot of the success stories out there, is people not being afraid to make an ass out of themselves and to have haters. If you have haters, that means that people are staring at what you're doing, because they have to look at it in order to hate it for the most part. So you're on the right track. So don't be afraid to just go all out, to act, to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do, as long as it's, you know, within the terms of service and all that crap. Just don't be afraid to do it. Top three, basically, make good, consistent stuff that you would watch. Good, consistent stuff that you would watch. Number two, don't skimp out. Don't do a half-assed job. Do your job, do your work, and do it to the best of your ability. And number three, don't be afraid. And that might actually need to be number one, is don't be afraid, because I think that holds more people back than anything ever, is being afraid. That's why so many people fail. So many people don't achieve their dreams. I mean, I'm 28 years old and I haven't achieved the dream that I'm striving for currently. But you know what? I'm not afraid to anymore. And I think that's the difference. And I think that if more people could get over their fear, the world would probably be a happier and maybe even a better place. Number 12, the last question, who do you tag? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tag my buddy Anime Fan Talks, who I don't believe has been tagged yet. So go ahead and head over to his channel, which is going to be here. You know what? Here. going to be there. Go over to his channel, check him out, bug him until he does it, have him answer these 12 questions and stuff, let him know, have good words good. English. And check out JC Green's channel, who's over in this area somewhere. Right here. Right there. Check them both out. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, before I go, one more thing. I actually did another review, which hasn't been posted here, which is why there hasn't been a review here in like a week, over on Otaku Nexus. I'm going to go ahead and just click my face for that one, because I've never done that before. It's for Knights of Sidonia. Yeah, check it out. Go ahead and like their channel, you know, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want. And let me know what you think about it. Yeah. Okay.